Anime is serious business. I'm Ashley with WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 anime that caused major outrage. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be looking at the anime series whose content led to backlash from viewers and or fans. Remember, this is by no means our opinion, we're just highlighting some of the drama that stemmed from these shows. Alright, good, let's go.
A bad dream. This whole thing has been some awful nightmare.
Number 10, SSSS Gridman. A mecha anime that heavily pays tribute to the original 90s tokusatsu series, SSSS Gridman found itself being accused of straight-up plagiarism. Animator Masami Obari claimed that the show depicted a near shot-for-shot remake of a scene from Gravion, but fans were quick to defend it, saying it was nothing more than a homage. SSSS Gridman also drew controversy off-screen when the company that owns the rights to it banned fanworks based on the show, such as doujinshi, from being created, despite it being a major part of the anime industry. Imagine the audacity of denying fans their Rika doujins, scumbags. Number 9, Hetalia Axis Powers.
Come on, Mr. Germany, you can be my friend, can't you? We'll be an alliance. I've always been ruled by somebody since forever. You'll be my strong big brother.
This comedy series follows human versions of various countries. While that basic idea is harmless enough, the fact that the show focuses primarily on the Axis powers and the Allied forces during the First and Second World Wars makes things rather dicey.
Germany is a really, really nice place. Even though I'm your prisoner, you give me food, and it doesn't suck like English food.
The premise drew harsh criticism and outrage, particularly from South Korea, where people protested for its cancellation. Although the show avoids touchier subjects, there are still those who find regimes of countries that committed those undiscussed atrocities being portrayed as cutesy characters to be in terrible taste.
Do your best! Compared to my everyday life, your kind of torture would be like bites from a mosquito!
Number 8, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
My dear whole horse, the actions Polnareff chooses are of very little consequence to me.
We all love a good JoJo reference, but this reference in the 90s OVA might not have been the best of ideas. In the Stardust Crusaders storyline of the manga, everyone's favorite yellow vampire Dio Brando is seen reading a book with random squiggly lines as he vows to kill Jotaro. However, in this version of the anime, the animators unknowingly used text from the Quran to fit the Arabic setting.
Just look at you sitting there with your back to me, leaving yourself wide open.
Because of this gaffe, some Muslims were offended that the anime associated Islam with the kind of terroristic practices employed by Dio Brando.
I just don't get it.
Number 7, The Rising of the Shield Hero. Another in a long line of isekai anime, or shows where a hero is reborn or awakens in a fantasy world, The Rising of the Shield Hero drew controversy in its very first episode. The protagonist, Naofumi, begins his new life already disadvantaged, but then finds himself robbed and with a false accusation of rape leveled at him, further marring his reputation. Thus started a great debate between those who thought this was in poor taste following the Me Too movement, and those who argued that these kind of situations really do happen in real life. But, let's be honest, we all know how we feel about mine. Number 6, Saint Seiya, Knights of the Zodiac.
The winner will win the symbol of knighthood, this Pegasus armor.
Although this anime hasn't even aired yet, it's already proven to be contentious. The reveal trailer shows that one of the franchise's iconic characters, Andromeda Shun, has been changed from an androgynous man to a woman.
No one can.
That was awesome!
Told ya.
Series producer Eugene Son has defended the change as being more inclusive towards women who like the series, but he's come under fire by those who like the character as they originally were, citing the idea that turning a feminine man into a woman is more reductive than inclusive.
Alright, enough of this. No more of this senseless fighting, okay?
Number 5, Death Note.
Death Note? As in a notebook of death?
Given that it's a series whose protagonist is a genius supernatural serial killer, Death Note was bound to attract some controversy. Whoever's name is written into the eponymous notebook with their face in mind will die of a heart attack. The premise has inspired a number of copycats who have written down names in their very own Death Note, most of which have come from students.
I thought it'd never end. How do you do this every day? It's so boring here.
The idea that media can influence negative or violent behavior in those that view it has been a hotly debated topic, and Death Note happens to be one of the most prominent anime examples for some.
Like Yagami. Farewell, Ray Penber.
Number 4, Neon Genesis Evangelion.
My life is worth living here!
A highly influential mecha anime series, whether you think all of its symbolism was deep and meaningful or pretentious dreck, Neon Genesis Evangelion concluded its polarizing original run with an even more divisive finale. After their animation budget ran out, the production team delivered 2 surreal episodes that were so bizarre and difficult to understand for some that the creators received death threats and even had their animation studio vandalized.
He ignored his will to survive and chose to die for a false hope. Survival is not a mistake, Shinji.
Are you sure?
Studio Gainax would later fix the conclusion with End of Evangelion. Number 3, Sword Art Online Alicization.
こともあろうに四等尺子のこの私が自分のそば好きを理由なく虐げ欲望を満たしているなどと侮辱してくれたのよ。
Arguably one of the most influential isekai anime, Sword Art Online's 3rd season, Alicization, featured an especially disturbing scene where Yu-Gi-Oh is forced to watch as 2 of his female friends are nearly raped. The series is no stranger to outrage, as this wasn't the first time sexual assault was used as a plot point. This established pattern and treatment of its female characters has drawn ire from some fans, and the original novel's author, Reki Kawahara, would later apologize for his decade-old writing, stating that he will be more mindful in the future. Number 2, Pokémon.
この転送装置はこの僕が作ったんだ。ハードにもプログラムにも何の問題もない。
Given how long it's been on the air, the Pokémon anime was bound to cause outrage at some point, but it actually took 38 episodes in before it became infamous. The episode follows the gang as they digitize themselves to stop Team Rocket. An explosion on screen caused a flashing strobe-like effect, which gave at least 600 people in Japan, most of them children, seizures. The incident caused a severe backlash, and while it didn't end the juggernaut of a franchise, it did lead to more stringent restrictions when showing flashing lights in all anime, to prevent a similar incident from happening in the future.
もっと安全なシステムをまた作ってよ。だねだね、ペカチュウ。
Number 1. Goblin Slayer.
わかりました。私なんかでよろしければ。
New viewers who watched Goblin Slayer expected a typical light-hearted fantasy adventure series, given the colourful designs and the previews leading up to its debut. However, they were shocked to find out that the first episode sees the primary heroine's party of adventurers either brutally killed, tortured, or raped.
大丈夫。もう大丈夫ですから。
While it's not the first anime on our list to display sexual violence or violence in general, Goblin Slayer is by far the most explicit in its depiction of it. Ultimately, the series earned a warning beforehand about its content to prevent similar distress from viewers. Heaven forbid if they watch an episode of Berserk. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.